These days, casual work, short-term contracts and other insecure jobs are on the rise. Permanent jobs are getting harder and harder to find. Insecure work makes it hard to pay the bills, hard to plan for the future, hard to build a career, and there are fewer rights at work.
I came in one morning at 6 o'clock to start the early shift, and they had a security guard out the front because another company had just bought it out and the old employees weren't allowed in.
I actually deliver pizzas late at night, so sometimes he'll call me a week in advance and tell me when he wants me in, so I'll have a good 4 or 5 days and I know that's a few good $100 in my pocket. Sometimes I'll call and I'll have nothing.
There is a new divide in the Australian economy. 40% of the workforce is in insecure work. That can mean no regular pay, no paid holidays or sick leave, and no job security. Is it fair? Do we want a society where insecure work is the norm?
Well, it's become apparent that insecure work really is the issue of our time, because now 40% of our workforce is employed in this type of employment. And I really think we're on a precipice now. If we don't do something now, we won't be able to stop this, and that's why the union movement's taken it on.
The growth of insecure work might suit employers, but for those workers, it's often not a choice. It's all they can get. But can't Australia be a place where reliable workers can have jobs that they and their families can rely on?
The ACTU says the growing casualisation of the workforce is not only adding to the financial hardship of individual employees, but affecting the nation's productivity too.
Unions are concerned about what that means for employment conditions, and they've set up an inquiry.
Today, we are very pleased to announce that the ACTU is launching the first ever national inquiry into the issue of insecure work in Australia.
The ACTU argues that the shift has eroded pay and conditions for millions of workers over time. Australians already work long hours and they put in extra time on the jobs for which they are not always rewarded.
There's a lot of people out there that are doing the hours of a permanent employee, day in, day out, year in, year out, and they're not being made permanent. So.
The major stressful thing is not knowing.
Just even things like being able to go out with your mates for lunch, that's something you can't do when your money's not secure.
I worry a lot about paying the rent and managing my money so that I can look after those basics, and I'm not the only one. There are lots and lots of casual teachers in TAFE who live like this.
Yeah, the way I look at it, this is the most, I think, the biggest fight that the union and yourself are fighting for. This is the fight we're going to have, and we need to win this. We will affect everyone. We will affect every person in this country, in Australia.